I'd like to congratulate Tita Chip. Let's give her a happy birthday. It's a very beautiful performance. If there's one thing about, if there's something common with the offer of company and Carmen Pedrosa, it's delight, isn't it? I'm here to share with you my story, and I always share this to people. Sorry. Lucky ako. The story that I'm going to share with you is something that I always share with people who love to read, people who are exploring the life in reading. And lagi akong may sinasabi na parang, ay ano ba yung story ko sa Rise and Fall of Imelda Marcos, Untold Story. Meron din ako sa new story siya. And it's something that I'll share with you. I wrote it this, you know, it was May 2012 when I came across Carmen Navarro Pedrosa's The Rise and Fall of Imelda Marcos in Book Club Pilipinas. It's an online bookstore in Facebook by Andy Batanantang. He lives in Batangas, and he would ship this book. It sells some hard-to-find used books and past editions. Since January of last year, I have wanted to challenge myself to read at least one biography for 2012. I have had my share of fictions and self-helps, but never had a chance to fully explore the joys of reading a life story. When Andy posted on his wall an acquired copy of The Rise and Fall of Imelda Marcos, I immediately reserved it for my next purchase. Being a second-hand copy, I got it for only 120 pesos. Also, I bought another Imelda biography, also by Pedrosa, in the form of a small book, The Untold Story of Imelda Marcos, 1969. It was 60 pesos. The books arrived on May 9, 2012, not knowing when I will start reading them. I put it on my growing pile of TBRs to be read. The Shakespeare group in our office were already having challenges finishing our Shakespeare selections. And they still have a lot of books to finish. Until I went to Iloilo for a talk on dystopian literature. I started reading the first chapters of The Untold Story of Imelda Marcos in Terminal 3. Wala naman gawa. 60 pesos lang naman. And found myself engrossed until I arrived in UP Iloilo. Being a slow reader, the book held on to me when my best friend and I traveled from Iloilo to Kapitlan. It's a staggering 8-hour ride, right? I did not sleep. I did not put it down. Each yellowing page was as exciting, thrilling, and nakakainis. The book, though tattered and torn, became more of a promise than the white sands of Boracay. Such a treat for a 60 peso book. These unputdownable books, The Untold Story of Imelda Marcos and The Rise and Fall of Imelda Marcos, gripped me like cold steel for its impeccable narrative, dramatic flair, and interesting subject. It was like reading a teleserye in primetime vida, or drama sa hapon. Imelda Marcos' story starts from a focal point when her family once belonged to the category of poor relations in the rich Romualdez clan. It continues to her unlikely adventures in Manila, her days of living in the garage, and ultimately marrying Ferdinand Marcos, and eventually occupying a corrupted seat in Malacanang. Let me repeat that. Eventually occupying a corrupted seat in Malacanang. These books, I said to myself, should be read by every. When I got back to Manila, I started inquiring on Carmen Navarro Pedrosa. Who is this girl? Is she still in the Philippines? Is she even in Manila? I even asked people if she's still with us. I even wondered And she even has an email address. Well, I would even send her for snail mail. I want to let her know how her books reminded me of the stories my father told me during the execution. My father told me about stories about the people power. And my father told me stories, and these were just words. Carmen gave me the printed words, and these are printed words that I can share to the next generation. The search for her became more of a requirement than a wish when I gave The Rise and Fall as a suggested reading for my book club's July discussion. After all, in our day and age of Facebook and Twitter, the web of social interconnections will help me find this Filipino author who gave me a new love for biographies. After days and hours of searching Google and Facebook, I came across Veronica Pedrosa. Naka-hide na sa Facebook. One of her daughters, who were with her during her exile, now, like her mother, is a journalist and a correspondent for Al Jazeera. On July 10th, I messaged her in FB and immediately got a reply with the elder Pedrosa's email address. Wow, she has an email address. My mom will be thrilled, Veronica said. I immediately drafted an email to Carmen. Opportunity is not a lengthy listener. I was slowly being led to her. In the email, I asked her if I could see her for an interview, document the event, and share them with my fellow book club members. In just 3 hours, I got a reply. She said yes. The interview for us was quite empowering. We have seen Carmen, who told us to, call her Tita Chip na lang. Ask her questions that we had in mind when we were still devouring her written biographies of Imelda. But for Tita Chip, the interview was an eye-opener. She realized that after all these years, her books still remain, despite it being out of print for decades. Remaining copies of her works. Some of them are still in UST. Some, I think you have a couple of copies in Ateneo. See, I sold out the books. Remaining copies of her works still fall in the hands of readers, both young and old. Her stories about humble beginnings, ruthless ambitions, political trickeries, and corruptive minds still continue and grip even the Facebook and Twitter generation. Now in your hands is a reprinted edition of Carmen Navarro Pedrosa's The Untold Story of Imelda Marcos, the culprit of a work that led her family to exile. An expose on the truth about this iconic figure, as some would call her, our own Evita Peron, our own Jackie Kennedy. But in fact, she is just a historical and political nightmare covered by a beautiful facade of jewelries, ternos, shoes, and dahil sayo. As a reader and a nationalist, this is a dream come true. My father would have been so proud. Thank you.